The Flaming Sword. The Flaming Sword is a historical landmark near the Municipal Hall of Pilar, Bataan. The monument is a 30 feet tall concrete hand holding a sword.
Before we tackle more about the landmark, first we will introduce ourselves. We are the students from Limay Polytechnic College who traveled from Limay to Pilar in order to see and know more about this famous historical landmark. We are hoping that the information that we will share today will be able to help our dear viewers know more about the monument and its historical background. Let's get started then.
The Flaming Sword is a tourist spot that is often visited by people who enjoy studying the history of our country. It was built in 1969 here in Pilar. But why exactly is the Flaming Sword is visited by history enthusiasts?
Well, I could certainly answer that question. The Flaming Sword isn't an ordinary landmark. It is a monument for the Filipino and American soldiers back in World War II. It is said that the Flaming Sword symbolizes the bravery of the Filipino and American soldiers who faced the threats in our democracy and died during the Battle of Bataan against the Japanese soldiers.
The reason why the flaming sword is built in this part of Pilar is because this is the intersection of the two routes of the Bataan Death March, where the Filipinos and American soldiers who were captured by the Japanese soldiers during the Battle of Bataan were forced in a torturous march from Maribeles and from Bagak to Tarlac. There were over 75,000 Filipino and American soldiers that were forced to participate in this march. The march had caused the deaths of thousands of soldiers because of the long distance, hunger, thirst, and the heat. The marching soldiers were not allowed to rest and were forced to continue marching with no regards of their health.
The Death March is one of the darkest historical events of our country. Many of our soldiers died during the battle at Bataan, and even more died during the Death March. The Bataan Death March happened in April 1942, where the Japanese soldiers forced the captured soldiers to participate in the march. The Filipino and American soldiers, who bravely fought against the Japanese military, were beaten and shot during the march.
The Flaming Sword is a monument to the fallen soldiers who bravely fought against the Japanese military and died during the march. This spot was taken by the soldiers during the death march on their way to the designated place, which is Tarlac. This part of Pilar is the busy intersection where the Mariveles, Bagak, and Pilar Road is visible. The sword is the symbol of the Filipino and Americans' bravery and determination in the faces of war. It is a reminder of the sacrifices that has been made in order to protect our country and its freedom and democracy.
We hope that the information we shared about the Flaming Sword was able to help the viewers understand more about the monument and its origins. As students made great efforts to gather information about the monument in order to share knowledge. We gathered facts in the internet and used our existing knowledge that we have about this monument. That concludes our history sharing video. Thank you for watching.